This is assignment 2 for Edc1200 on how education may mediate dominance and difference. The artefact I am using for the assignment is a newspaper article published in the Sunday Telegraph, February 12, 2012. It is entitled, "Tats Enough. Hotel owners move to ban patrons with visible tattoos." This article is an example of the power held by the positions of dominance as they relate to what is considered an acceptable or normal standard of appearance in society. This is evident when a quote from the article shines an unflattering light on persons with tattoos. With some tattoos, people can be of a lesser persuasion. There is a positioning of tattooed individuals as the other, of lesser value than what is appointed to the dominant view of what society considers to be standard. On this slide, there is a picture of two individuals that would be viewed as an extreme opposite to what is considered standard appearance in society. The hegemonic view of cultural identity is jeopardised by the individuals that contrast this position of dominance. Austin, 2005, writes of the hegemonic power as a disciplining mechanism attempting to force clear and clean identity choices. There are socially constructed ramifications associated with identity positioning. Increasing distance from the central viewpoint also increases opposition. Preston and Symes, 1997, describe learning as a social practice, centred in the main on the reproduction of the existing social order. The role of education in mediating dominance and difference is to present the notion of difference being just difference, and that notions of deficit only arise when the difference is located in binary opposition to the hegemonic view. The dominant views held within and by society are the catalysts for creating these social implications for position of difference. It's only when examining the relationship of these positionings relative to the hegemonic view that difference is ascribed any form of social implication. Austin, 2005, acknowledges this process by writing of the hegemonic power to position individuals on the axis of identity, stating, "By naming, we ascribe." To enable adequate depth of exploration of the topic, we must first construct a definition of terms dominance and difference as they relate to identity formation. The social identity approach, as viewed by Hogg and Abrams, suggests that society is comprised by social categories, which stand in power and status relations to one another. It is in this view that the term dominance is interwoven. Dominance, as it relates to social categories, is synonymous with the hegemonic position on the axis of identity. For the position of dominance to be maintained, there must be a contrasting category. As Hogg and Abrams write, categories do not exist in isolation. A category is only such in contrast with another. So difference then becomes the position or the place that provides contrast to the hegemonic view. Difference becomes the other. This is part 2 for my assignment, how the event will be used in the curriculum to help teach about dominance and difference. To help teach the aforementioned ideas of dominance and difference, I would integrate activities into lesson plans. One possibility is to incorporate into an art lesson to teach dominance and difference by having the students walk around and interact with each other without talking, with plain white masks and cloth covering their hair, by a means of modelling and homogeneous society to allow the students to experience what it feels like to be the same. The students would then be given opportunity to decorate their masks and be allowed to repeat the exercise, but this time having expressions of individuality present. This would develop a dialogue and raise the questions, such as, how did it feel to be the same? What is it that makes us different? Or what are the things that make us the same? And this would be a way to explore the concepts of difference. The students' responses in relation to negative feelings of sameness can be expanded upon to explore individuality and to embrace differences. Comments such as, "It was boring," or "I couldn't tell anyone apart," create an avenue to teach positively about diversity. Another activity that could be incorporated into the lesson, such as a literacy lesson, is the development of a series of books titled Same and Different that have been authored by the students. After prior discussions on difference, writing prompting sheets with starters such as "I am different because I am," and also "I am the same because I am," would be handed out to the class. Students would then be asked to turn to their neighbour and write how they are the same and how they are different from one another. The next slide is a visual representation of sameness. Learning could be scaffolded for the students by brainstorming a list of differences as discussed earlier and displaying these list words during the writing exercise. The teacher would collect the sheets and format them into books titled Same and Different, and these would form part of the classroom library and be readily available for students to access. Piaget's constructivist approach, as cited in Sigelman and Ryder, documents the necessity for learning to develop through interactions of the biological maturational process and environmental experiences. The cognitive processes involved in exploring and expressing thoughts as are required of the students to produce the classroom books facilitate one such environmental experience. Further discussions with the students that focus about how different settings and groups an attribute can be viewed as both inclusive and exclusive creates the idea of difference being relational, and that difference need not be viewed as a deficit. Rather, difference is to be considered as the other. As Hogg and Abrams write, a category is only such in contrast with another. A discussion with the students aims to have difference explained as variation, not deficit. The conceptual acceptance of difference embedded in the students aims to overcome disadvantages faced by those marginalised in and by society through the teaching of acceptance. By working with students assigned activities such as these, they are engaged in considering their own identity position in society, opening up dialogue about the feelings of difference and sameness allow students to reflect on the value placed on difference and dominance as it relates to their own experiences and understanding. Implementing these social issues into the curriculum enables students to challenge more of the hegemonic beliefs that are commonly associated with discrimination.